whisper different things when you want to whisper little things. Whisper sweet nothings in there. It's like, hey, we're live.
Hi.
Just a heads up.
Hi.
that was real.
Hey
That
guys.
was a smooth transition.
I know, right? Actually, it wasn't. I didn't put transitions on. I needed to put scene transitions on. But this is a whole new setup, so I don't have anything. So we're doing it live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's special Tuesday night session here on Nat 20. The Power Beyond crew is almost all here. We're missing one person due to some family issues. So tonight, the rest of the Power Beyond crew is going to present a friendly, fun little one-shot for everybody. Let's go around, starting with Sarah, and tell us who you're bringing to the table this evening.
Hi, I'm Osara X Franco, and you can find me all the places under that handle. Tonight, I'm very excited. This is one of the very first D&D characters that I streamed with, but I'm bringing Benedict Potts, the stout halfling cleric. So I'm real jazzed about this.
Dang, they got a cleric.
Excited. Yeah, they did it.
So my name is CJ, and I am trying out a sorcerer. His name is Kipper, and he is a human. So I can't wait to try out all of the spells.
And then there's me. I'm Rossum, and I will be playing number 22, the Warforged Monk. And it's like the Way of the Dragon or something specialty. It was like a really fancy name. I can't remember right now. But that's it.
If you click like on your character sheet on the top left around that part, you should be able to see the details of like what path or class and stuff like that.
Way of the Ascendant Dragon. See, that's close.
Way of the Ascendant Dragon. That's awesome. And now your reference, the GIF you referenced makes like a million times more sense, because like I have no idea what that means. Oh, it's a Warforged monk. Yeah, that's a Warforged monk. That makes 100% sense. And hi, I'm the Nation of Joe. I go by the Nation of Joe here on Twitch and the Nation of Joe _ on Twitter. And I am the DM for this evening. I'm still pretty fresh to the whole DM thing, and especially fresh to these nice little one-shots. So we're just going to roll with it and have some fun. Tonight's one-shot is called The Case of the Brutal Brunch. It was written by Kat Kruger, and it's from the Rolled and Told Volume 1. It's a really great little book here that I got for Christmas. So it's a great timing on that Christmas present, so we can do all this. So here's the story, everybody. For over 100 years, warlocks, wizards, sorcerers, and spellcasters from all around the realms have gathered to learn from each other. An annual meeting was established as an officially sanctioned means to swap notes, discuss best practices, and share experiences. Put together by the Spellcasters Association, the conference promotes inclusivity in order to hone the shared craft of magic. This year marks the 125th year, and this is the word of the day, quasiquintennial anniversary. That's a word. It's the 125th anniversary of the event. All the big names in magic are in attendance at the 125th annual Spellcasters Association Conference. With keynote spellcasters from around the realms, the organizers hope to pull off the biggest event yet. At the gala brunch buffet on opening morning, things go drastically wrong and several of the attendees wind up dead. You all have been called in as a part of the Criminal Spellcasting Investigation Unit, or CSI, to determine the culprit behind the attack. You are to apprehend the villain for a reward of 250 gold pieces and maybe, even a sweet promotion. You all start by arriving at the scene of the crime. The Zizi Memorial Meeting Tower stands before you. A forgettable, that's a word that shouldn't be like hyphenated to make that even more confusing than it already is. So let me start this over again. The Zizi Memorial Meeting Tower, and that's XYZZY, Memorial Meeting Tower, stands before you, a forgettable spire constructed of sandstone. Outside, dozens of robed figures mill about while 2 guards patrol a 20-foot perimeter cordoned off with yellow rope. So, you've got a whole bunch of people wandering around. You're walking up to the crime scene. So, they sent in the lots of you, huh? I should have figured. They'd send the best of the best for this one. Captain Zafia Vela. Believe maybe we might have met at some point in time, but we have no time for formalities now. Here's the situation. We've got multiple murders inside the event locale here. As soon as the bodies were found, all of the guests were instructed to vacate the crime scene. However, no one, and I repeat, no one, has left the general vicinity of this area until we can get to the bottom of this, especially if it means one of the people here may have actually done it.
Okay. Have you asked anybody yet? Any top suspects?
Well, how long you been on the job there?
Too long, Sonny. Too long.
So maybe you have been on here too long to realize that's your job. That's why you're here.
Well, I understand, but I'm saying you didn't notice anything suspicious. You just did the one thing. Overachiever. We have an overachiever on our hands.
All right, my jurisdiction only goes so far here. I'm instructed to prepare the crime scene for your arrival, and that's exactly what I did.
Fine.
Benedict is this short, he's a little halfling man. He's dressed plainly in like farmer's clothes, has a big backpack, and just very, tans, greens. He has a beautiful pendant pinned to his cloak, of like, it looks like rubies, and he'll turn to the other ones.
I don't think I've worked with either of yous before. The name's Ben. What's your names?
Kipper, Miss Light at your service.
Kipper.
And a 6-foot human sorcerer steps out wearing a really tailored, more so like a tailored suit. Yeah, like a black tailored suit, looking really scholarly.
You're one of them book learners.
I read a little bit.
You?
They just call me 22. As you see, this 5'6" Warforged kind of just dressed in like generic traveler clothes and just kind of like a worn down, it's not even worn down. It's just like a cloak, just like a robe. It just looks very plain. Like he doesn't even really belong here. Like you kind of just let someone in and they're like, kind of too scared to tell them no.
Mm-hmm.
They call you 22, or you are 22.
Both.
The first 21 was taken.
I mean, probably.
Mm.
Don't ask me. It's just a name. I don't really care.
Fair enough. All right.
Benedict, who stands at a whopping 3 feet tall, then turns around to this captain and goes,
Well, do you have, I'm sorry, but did you learn the way in which they had been murdered, or is that something that I have to do as well?
Didn't get that far. You're gonna have to go and see. It's I'm told it's a little gruesome, but well, I know you all have been doing things on the force for a while, so you must have all strong stomachs for this sort of thing. Yeah.
I don't really have much of a stomach in general.
That's why you were top of your class.
I guess that's all I'm here.
That's why you were top of your class, Deuces. You were ready and on top of the game. That's good
No,
stuff.
don't call me that.
Okay. That must have been.
No.
That's what we call back at the academy. That must have been behind your back. I apologize. We meant it as a term of endearment.
We can go outside right now if you want.
Oh well, maybe you're not a great detective because we are outside right now. But
I mean, outside the scene, obviously.
that's fair. We should take this away from the people. But I think more important, we can take it back. We can sit down with HR when we get back
Later.
to headquarters. Hey, what's everybody's passive perception?
18.
Why can I not find it?
11.
Should be
14.
over at
Okay.
the left there.
14.
14 and 14?
11 for perception for me.
11. Okay. Really? 18 passive perception?
Yeah, 18 passive perception.
That's amazing because as this there's a few different like groups of people, when you're at an event or a party or something like that, they the little cliques might come together, and so there's groups of people. Can't really tell like the specific groups of people, but obviously they were grouped off, and they're all kind of chatting and kind of worried. They're all in their best best brunch morning attire kind of a thing. They got some polos and khakis and different things like that, so everybody's just kind of still uncomfortable and just kind of hanging around. Some people look like this is just an inconvenience. There's a variety of things, but Benedict, with your keen sense as you're like looking up and around at everybody, you see one particular individual who's kind of looking around and kind of thick glasses and just kind of very fidgety, and they have like a little clipboard and stuff like that, and so they're just kind of like writing different things. Otherwise, there's just a number of different crowds all around the outside of the establishment.
Benedict is 22 is kind of being like, you want to go? Benedict is going to do one of these, and he's going to shuffle over to this person with the clipboard, obviously noting that they are taking notes of the situation.
What you got there?
Yes, excuse me, yes.
Hello. Listen, I'm Benedict Potts, and I'm here about
Benedict. Okay, wait, one moment. No, I'm sorry. I don't have that on the list here. I apologize.
Oh God! All right, okay. You're doing a very good job, young man. But I'm here about the murders.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh okay. Are you the law enforcement there then? Yes.
Independent contractor, but sure. Listen. You seem to have a list of all the individuals here, yes, or who should have been here.
Well, yes, I should. I'm sorry, where are my manners? Manesh, the mindful, here. I'm the operations manager here for the Spellcasters Association.
Nice to meet you. I guess could I be seeing that list there?
Oh, I'm under strict orders to keep this a very, very specific list under lock and key. You see that I can't just let anybody take a gander at it. There are some, high-profile individuals that come to this, and some who, may want to keep a lower profile.
Okay, a lower profile meeting in the ground, considering there's been a murder. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I'm not at liberty to digress any of the clientele's personal interests, but I will say that the list needs to be kept secure, and I assure you that I am looking around and double checking things as we go along. So yeah.
Well, listen here, Manash. I'm gonna need to see that list. So how about I make you a pinky promise that I won't tell anybody what I see on the list as a part of this investigation that is currently underway. I am, in fact,
And he taps his little pin on his cloak.
I am, in fact, a cleric, so you know lying is not really looked upon well.
Make a persuasion check.
I would love to do that. That is an 18.
Well, all right. I suppose I can help you out this one time, but I will need that list back, and you must assure me that it will not leave the premises.
Oh, certainly not. I'm pretty sure you could catch up to me.
And he taps, he's got a cane that he taps his foot with, indicating his very short stature and his age.
Pretty sure you could catch up to me anyways.
Well, that's very kind. I am not very one of the athletic sort, but all right. Well, here you go, and I suppose I can go check on the remainder of the activities for the day. I assume all of this will be cleaned up shortly, so we can begin the rest of the festivities.
Certainly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Ben's gonna kind of wave the list in his hand.
No, it's fine. I'm very discreet. Very discreet. Very discreet.
And he's gonna open up like a little tome and stick it inside and close it, and then hold up the tome and kind of.
All right, but yes. Please don't use
Yep,
that.
no, it's fine. It won't get. It's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go check with the caterers. Then, excuse me. And he's just gonna shuffle off.
Yeah, Ben kind of turns under his and moves back to the other two under his breath.
These book people and their secrets and their self-importance and don't lose the list.
As he gets back over to 22 and Kipper.
I have a list of attendees, so we at least have people that we can start running through, but I suggest we take a look-see at our dearly departed. Have you found any clues?
King? Oh, this isn't my forte. I don't even know I'm here. Yeah, I got nothing. I can walk around if you want me to, I guess.
Okay, Kipper.
Haven't I haven't checked any of the rooms yet. I've just been kind of scoping out more so scoping out the party goers here. Seeing like they're all like looking at like the different cliques, I guess. Kind of, I just found it kind of odd that something like this went down, but like they're all separated and kind of, to me, looks like they're going about their day.
Yeah, that little guy over there,
And he gestures to an Ash as he kind of disappears into the crowd.
he seems to think that this shindig will continue as planned. So I get the sense that whoever these folks were, they weren't the high and fluting clientele.
And Ben is actually going to pull out the list and hand it over to Kipper.
Since you like reading occasionally, how about you take a gander at this?
All right. So, aside from the 7 people that died, that were killed, and he has them marked off for some reason, like he has little X's next to their names.
Actually,
No.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
All right, you're lucky because the list isn't common. So you actually do see like there are little like markings and things like that. It is just sort of like an attendance list. It's a broad spectrum of lists of names. There's some recognizable celebrity names, some celebrity spellcasters. You got neophytes. You got the whole thing, like the who's who of spellcasting is just walking around on here. But there are a couple little markings in there that indicate all of that. And as you're like looking it around and doing that, Captain Vela, who's still kind of hanging around and listening in on this, is like, hey, whoa. How many did you say?
I saw 7.
7? That's a lot. You might want to watch your step when you walk in there, then, because we only know of a few. If there's 7 in there, this is turning into a whole different thing. I'm gonna have to call for more backup here.
Did you not even count?
You just saw blood and bodies and closed the door.
We were informed. Like I was informed. The guards here assessed the situation. They informed me. I informed headquarters. They sent you. That's the proper procedure we got here. But you're gonna have to let me know if there's more than only a couple bodies in there. Like I wasn't prepared for like a whole big thing here.
All right. Just lead us to these bodies so we can count them ourselves. How about that?
All right. We're right this way, I guess. And he's gonna walk you to the front door. And he's gonna say, like, I mean, right in here. If you go past down here, down that staircase over there, whatever, you gotta go to the dining hall, and that's where the bodies are. And I gotta keep my post out here, making sure nobody's like heading in and out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I said, you just go inside, go around, head out to the dining hall there.
Sounds good to me. Mosey on that way. 22, if you don't mind walking with us.
And Benedict is gonna just start that shuffling kind of like swing of like the 1 foot as he moves into the dining hall, following the captain's direction.
Everybody else
Make it-
following through?
Let's make
Yeah.
our way to the dining hall.
Probably at like the slowest pace possible, trying to follow behind and not run over Ben.
Yeah, Ben's just moving. Like does not seem perturbed. He's just yeah. Joe gets it.
Hold on. let me get
I should go grab my glasses. Yep. He's just
Stairs.
Is that a
Make
clue?
Something. There's got a bunch of casters here, and they're still using stairs. Seems so old fashioned for all these half. Stupid.
he just
Well,
putters on over.
all right. Well, as you're puttering along and we're making this transition, thank you, Bright, for the raid. Hello, Bright, and every Bright's people. You're all beautiful people, and I love you all.
Hi.
You're coming in. You're entering the main floor foyer. This is a fancy event, so it's a foyer. It's in complete and utter disarray. There's papers and name tags that are strewn all about the floor. On the far wall is a registration desk which stands next to a staircase leading up. A banner directs attendees to the banquet brunch upstairs. So right now you are in the main floor foyer. Is there anything you'd like to do in this room?
How's
Uh,
the lighting in this room?
The lighting's pretty bright. Like it is. I'm not thinking back to, but it's pretty well lit. Yeah,
cool.
there's fancy chandeliers and sconces and stuff like that. This place, as kind of plain as it would seem from the outside, has been well put together on the inside to make it feel like one of the belle of the ball kind of a place. Like it is a really fancy establishment on the inside, with the exception of papers and stuff strewn along the floor and everything. It's pretty well lit, put together. Yeah.
I just like to look around, like understanding that it's in disrepair, but trying to get an idea of what, like, was a table overturned? Just try to get an idea of the scene. Like, was there like a rushed exit? General idea of the room.
Sure. Make a. I'll still say perception check. This is overall feel for the room. So yeah, make a perception check.
That's a, let's see, 11.
All right. Is anybody else looking around?
Yeah, sure.
Kipper, are you going to be looking around too?
I will look around as well.
All right. Yeah, make perception
20.
checks. 20, natural 20 or just
Yeah, 20's all 30-20.
30, 20? Okay.
And that is a 4.
All right.
Yes, there is paper on the ground.
The floor is made of floor.
Ooh, but like fancy floor.
It's a foyer.
Oh.
That's a really nice table.
Actually, with your perceptive powers combined, yeah, it looks like this area was kind of strewn about in a rush. The papers kind of go up along the staircase, and it's kind of obvious that people were like, someone was in a movie theater and yelled fire, and everybody just like jumped out. Some people may have like held onto their popcorn but dropped a bunch of kernels along the way out, and all that kind of stuff.
Somebody grabbed like 5 margaritas on their way.
Yeah. Yes. Like, yes. Why can't I think of his name for some reason? His name is escaping my mind. Who is the parrot man?
Doubtfire?
No, the
What?
musician, the parrot heads. Who am I thinking of?
I can't help.
Why?
Not in this moment.
Thinking of
From Disney?
No.
Okay, well, nope, you lost me
Are you
there.
thinking of
Jimmy
the
Buffett.
Jimmy from
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh.
the
Yes.
Jurassic Park
Okay,
scene.
got it.
Yes, Jimmy
Okay.
Buffett. That was Jimmy Buffett in the first the Jurassic Park movie. grabbing the
Amazing.
margaritas and running away. And
I knew what you were talking about. I was like, but do I know what he's talking about?
that's it. That is, yes. Usually you do, because my mind goes that way. But yeah, because of how things were happening and the crowd this is, yeah, some people were a little bit scared. There are people who are like genuinely freaked out, and other people are like, oh no, and they grabbed a bunch of pigs in the blanket and like ran out. The mess does like kind of start from the staircase and move down. So from wherever this dining hall room is, it's coming down and moving out the front doors where you just came in. There are no like general like furniture things around there except for the registration table and like 2 or 3 chairs. One of the chairs is knocked over, so someone that was sitting there probably got freaked out, ran, and then knocked the chair over. But otherwise, the table is intact. The registration table has everything that you would kind of you would think you would need for an event. If you've ever been to a conference or a con or something like that, there's like name badge type things. Hello, my name is, for guests and things like that. But like for official members, there's actual like laminated type thing. It's like encased so that it doesn't get dirty, all that stuff, with different designations. A lot of them are missing. Some of them are like strewn along the ground. But there's still some that are there, maybe for some no-shows. And over by where like the registrars would be sitting is a list of all the attendees, like all of their official lists and paperwork is sitting on the registration desk.
Yeah, Ben's gonna shuffle over, just reach up like on the little podium that I imagine is too tall for him and just slap a hand on and pull that list off. Look at it, shuffle back to Kipper.
More papers.
Hand it up to Kipper.
Kipper just reaches down like, yep, thank you.
You might want to cross-check the boxes or whatever the hell. Like I said, that little guy was... I think he had something stuck up his ass, if I'm totally honest, but he seemed to be good at his job.
So
22 is gonna go over the name tags, grabbed all the ones not claimed, go to Kipper. Hey, here, you see, cross-check that with the list too. Maybe these ones that didn't show up might have something to do with it, and do all the book stuff.
So I have to do all the reading. Cool, guys. I make my way to the dining room table, clear off a little spot, lay the lists we've got from Minaj, lay down the attendee list and the unclaimed name tags. And I would like to start making sure all of the names correspond with each other on both the lists.
All right. Make me a investigation check.
Got it. That was a 22.
Nice.
We gave you the papers for a reason.
Nice.
Okay.
Can I just tell you the DC for this as written is 18.
Oh shit.
I was not expecting you to get this, but here we go.
That was
Amazing.
with the plus 3. I rolled a 19 anyway.
That's
Yeah, no, very good.
That's fantastic. All right, so
I am a really good detective.
wow, yeah, all right, very good, very very good. So you are you kind of you sit down, you do the whole crack your knuckles thing, and you're going through the lists. It's pretty easy to do, not just because like you're used to like all this paperwork and stuff like that, but like the lists are actually in really good order. So you can keep going back and forth. You see the name tags and stuff like that. You're kind of using that, to use that as like a secondary resource. And so you're kind of going back and forth. But you are on top of this and you're going through. And as you're going through, there's something that catches your eye. There's something on one list, and then you're going through the other lists, and you notice that there is one big discrepancy between them. There is one name that stands out to you, Diggory Scordato.
Diggory Scordato.
Diggory Scordato. DIGGORYSCORDATO.
So everything on the list seemed to be in order. All of like everything seemed to be corresponding with each other, except there. Have any of you two heard of someone named Scordato? Diggory Scordato?
Let me think now here. Let's see if I've heard of this.
Have I heard of a Diggory Scordato? Can I try to think back?
Sure, yeah, you can make a history.
Excellent. That is an 18.
Give me just a second.
Dice are hot tonight, guys. Dad.
Yeah, no kidding.
You knock on wood right now.
You know, it's one of those names that like you feel like maybe you've heard somewhere. Like it is a familiar name. Maybe it was in like maybe it was in a book or a periodical you read somewhere, something like, I don't know, something. Did I see them do something? I don't know. It's just, it's familiar to you somehow, but you just can't quite place it.
I feel like I read this in the Cleric's Digest or something. Or maybe I knew his father's brother's babysitter's great-granddad. Not. It's just somewhat familiar to me.
All
But
right.
I don't know it for sure. Gonna have to noodle on that some more there. In the meantime, I'd like to take a look at the bodies. That's a little bit more my wheelhouse.
Murder?
Seeing as they
Ben like looks up at you and goes,
yeah, because we're detectives.
I mean, not all detectives deal with murder.
That is fair. How long you been with the organization?
Like 2 weeks, maybe?
That's nice. I'm 2 weeks from retirement, so how about you stop with the sass and we just get through this, all right?
he's gonna start shuffling.
One, old man. One.
I can't hear you.
He continues away.
I know you can!
I'm not listening.
22 is just gonna like knock over a bunch of the papers off the table, like, and just follow along.
Kipper makes a note to request a transfer after this.
Oh gosh. All right. So y'all are making your way upstairs to the dining hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben wants to try and take a look at these bodies and figure out cause of death.
Okay, so you get upstairs slowly and carefully, but through the long staircase up there, you get up to the dining hall. The dining hall features elaborately carved wood banquet tables, torches on the walls, and a ceiling decorated in illusory stars. All of it would be a glorious sight to behold if it weren't covered in globs of food. Even the magnificent ice sculpture in the center of the hall has red goo at its feet. From here, the staircase continues up. On the opposite side of the dining hall, you hear some muttering coming from behind a closed door. You are now in the dining room hall.
I would think with guests so refined, someone would have taught them to not play with their food.
As he kind of nudges some mashed potatoes on the ground.
You really hate to see food go to waste. You really do.
Well,
Well, one thing we could check, although like the food has been thrown all around, we could at least have an idea of how long it's been here, if it's still warm.
I suppose.
I feel like checking the bodies might be a little bit more important.
That's fine. 22. How good of a listener are you? You keen to the instruction? I don't care. Go take a listen at that door and listen to what they're saying while I go see what's happening with these.
He like slowly like drifts off. Is gonna shuffle to try and find the bodies.
He's gotta begrudgingly go to the door where there's sounds.
Okay. Kipper, you're gonna look at some of the food.
I'm going to check the globs of food and mashed potatoes on the floor and whatever that red goo is on the ice sculpture.
Okay. Let's start actually with Benedict. Benedict, you kind of peruse the dining hall area, and not necessarily any like pattern that you can find. I'll give you that one. There are 3 bodies strewn about, dead. Make me an investigation check if you'd like to get up to them and investigate the bodies further.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I make the argument for a medicine check, considering like I'm a cleric and it would be trying to like determine if they choked or something? I'm fine with investigation, but I figured I'd ask.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a 15.
Meets it, beats it.
Yeah, that plus 11 medicine check is looking nice.
Yes. These DCs are not, and they actually wanted me to increase them, and I'm like, it's okay. So you're gonna go up to each body, and what you can find out is this. Each body is dead. That's it. No, each body is dead. So here's the 3 bodies. There is a human warlock whose face is covered in cheese. They have been asphyxiated by a cheese dip of smothering of some sort. Another body, not too far away, an elven sorcerer whose body is covered in tiny little slash marks. As you kind of look around, you see these little slashes here and there, and maybe like a couple of them poking out. They're little like toothpicks. And some are even embedded into the wall behind him, and some of them still have remnants of fruit that are on them. They're all little fruit skewers that are on there. You look over a little bit further, and there's a halfling bard whose chest was crushed in. But there's no food. Just something else. Let's move over to 22. 22. You are going to investigate some noises.
Yeah, where I was directed to go.
So over on the like far end of the dining room, there is, it looks like it should be like swinging doors, but it looks like they're actually kind of locked up tight. There's something has happened to like lock up those doors tight. And you just hear like mumbling, whimpering behind the door.
Now, how locked up are these doors?
I don't know. What are you going to do to find out?
Try to kick down the door.
Yeah, make an attack roll on the door.
Uh, 18.
18 will hit a door.
Cool.
This door's super dexterous.
You never know.
Roll a 1 and door dodges.
Hey, look, 9 points of damage.
So you like rear back and you slam a foot firmly onto this door, and it causes like a big echoey like thump throughout the dining hall. And from behind the door, you hear just this little ah! And some skittering. And nothing.
Back there.
The door, however, is still kind of firmly intact.
All right, I don't know who's back there, but you have one more chance before I bust down this door. And you're not going to be happy if I have to bust down this door. So you let me in, and we can help you. We're detectives. We're here to solve whatever's going on here. So, open up. It's your only chance.
I don't know, not until it might. It's a little muffled. You can't really hear that much.
Kicking the door again.
All right, make an attack roll.
22.
22 will hit the door.
Seven points of damage.
Meanwhile, Ben's like kind of looking over one of these guys.
And damn rookies don't know how to use their ears, just constantly punching shit.
Punchy. When you kick that time, you can see like there's an indent. Your foot is making an indent on this door, like the double doors now, and it's pushing that in. And you can see like behind that door is kind of a barricade of all sorts of different trays and like a dessert cart and all this kind of stuff just piled behind the door that was like keeping the doors from opening fully. Kipper, remind me what you were up to.
Oh, I was seeing if like the food that's been thrown around is still warm, just to have an idea of how much time has passed since this happened.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
investigation. 12.
The food has been there for a little bit of time. There might be like one or two things that have like a slight warmth, but for the most part, things are pretty cold. They've been out for a little bit. It's not like frozen cold. It's just like this would be the appropriate time to take all of the food that would be leftovers and put it in a Tupperware container safely so that the condensation didn't build up and everything like that. And then you can put it in the refrigerator for further storage. That's the best way I can describe the temperature, I guess, of that. You were also you were going up to like investigate the red goop though, correct?
Yes.
Benedict, you are looking at these bodies and you're looking between the halfling and the sorcerer and warlock. And it's pretty like with the medicine check that you did, like it's pretty easy to tell like what everybody died from. Like there was food on that one, there is food on this one. There's not food on this one. There is a trail of like red leading up over to the ice sculpture that Kipper is now looking at. And you follow the trail and like follow it down and up just in time to see the ice sculpture start to turn its head and look down at Kipper and start reeling back. And everybody roll initiative.
Ah!
Nat 20.
That's an 8 for me.
20.
That is a nat 20 if I seen one, cause +0 for initiative.
Nice.
Good job.
That's 12. Okay. So I got the 20. I heard the 8. 22. What is your
16 or 18? 16. Yeah, 16. I gotta start writing these down.
8. Let me just make my handwritten notes here. All right. Kipper, you are first. I think you have like the sense about you with that initiative to like see this ice sculpture now starting to fidget and move, and you can look up and see like this thing start to come to life. What are you gonna do?
All right, so I believe my first action would be to disengage.
Okay.
Yeah, my action would be to disengage. Because what the hell is this thing moving? And I think I can only do one action. Yeah, I can only do one action, so I will use my action to disengage.
All right, so you're just putting some distance in between
Yep.
you and the ice sculpture. Okay. Yeah, next up is 22.
I'm gonna go punch it.
All right. I'll say like, yeah, but between where the ice sculpture was, it was sort of towards the back, and
I'm gonna start making my way to go punch.
right. I'm just as I'm painting the scene, like it was kind of towards the front / back of the wall, depending on how you're looking at it. So from the staircase all the way to the other side is the door, the ice sculpture, like as the centerpiece, and then the bodies were kind of off to the left. So if you're facing the ice sculpture, they're off to the left. So you can easily come back around and start to wail on this thing. So do your punchies.
And
10 is actually going to miss. Kind of like get a nice strong little punch at it, and it just kind of like hits, and it's a little more harder and colder than you were expecting.
Ben's. Oh yeah, go for
I'm
it.
gonna spend one of my key points for the flurry of blows. So I
Do you
can
not?
make a-
I think you have 2 attacks at level 5, don't you? That you don't have to use your flurry of blows yet.
I do have to.
Yeah,
I'll
you
swing
should.
one
Yeah,
more time
actually.
then.
Good call.
Yeah,
One more time.
thank you.
Once more with
Wise
feeling.
old sage. You know, I'm gonna use this.
Ben's gonna kind of yell.
Don't give it the cold shoulder.
19 that time.
19 will hit.
All right. So as you see me leaning back, you see his hand kind of start glowing and catch fire. And I will hit with my Draconic Strike. So I hit for fire damage.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
And that will be 7 fire damage.
Yeah, you smack it the one time and you kind of do that, and you're like, no. All right, let's think about it. Obviously, it's ice. Fist of Flame goes like smack dab right into it, and like the punch itself, you can still feel it hit like really hard, but now that you've got this nice like warm buffer, it really smacks hard into this ice sculpture and it sinks into it. You can tell that hurt a little bit more than maybe you were expecting there. Or actually, you know what I'm saying, but yeah. you know what I'm saying in game speak, but yeah, you expected the fire was going to do something there. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'll save them just in case.
All right. Yeah, ice sculpture is going to be up next. It is going to kind of really not be happy with that whole thing, so it's gonna kind of both at the same time just take both of its hands up and slam down at both Kipper and 22. Let's do. So first one is going to be for 22. Does a 12 hit?
No.
All right. And Kipper, does a 10 hit?
Wow. Meets it, beats it.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh, that was okay. It doesn't matter. I hit the wrong one, but here, this. Okay. I hit the wrong one, but lucky for you. So yeah, it slams down, and 22,
Lucky
you're
for
able
me.
to like slide away, and you see like it's melting a little bit, but it's so cold it's also kind of like freezing up like at the same time. It's just got a little divot in its side now where you punched it, but it slams down and it's able to kind of knock you a little bit, Kipper, for a whopping, make sure you count this right, 3 bludgeoning damage.
3 bludgeoning damage. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nah, that's fine. I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's actually something else, but that's fine. And that's all that's gonna do. So then it comes to Benedict.
Ben is he kind of shouted some guidance to 22, is going to stand up and start shuffling over to the group
What
of
now?
them.
Now I'm sorry. What's your shuffling speed?
Enough.
It is enough. I will say this.
Are you? Do you
I
want
will
to?
say
Do you
this.
want to? Do you want to shuffle dash over or?
No, actually, it's funny you should ask. I would not like to shuffle dash. I should have, like, as he's kind of moving in that general direction, and sees Kipper get hit, he's gonna yell,
Bob and weave, kid. Bob and weave.
and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Kipper. So he gets a +2 bonus to his AC for the duration. And let's see.
Just out of curiosity, what is the duration? Like, how long does that last?
At 10 minutes, but I am concentrating
Okay.
on that. And then let's see. Yeah, he's gonna get he's gonna pull out his shield, and you're gonna, like, he's just shuffling up, and it's gonna get next to 22, and say,
Don't try to burn all of it. The paperwork on melted evidence is a bitch.
and that's my turn.
All right, we're back up to Kipper.
Sorry, Potts, but I don't take too kindly to be to a block of ice hitting me, let alone touching me. So I am going to cast. Let's see, where are my spells? I am going to cast Burning Hands.
All right, I think that's a cantrip, right?
It is a cantrip.
All right.
Oh no, it's the first level. Sorry.
Oh, but that's okay. I remember that one. Okay, so that's a dexterity saving throw. Oh boy. What is your DC for that saving throw?
It says Dexterity 14. So I guess 14.
I think that makes sense. Or yeah, would that be? It should have, or yeah, your spell save like DC on it. No, that should be 14. I don't have anybody's character sheets up or anything like that, so I don't.
Yeah. So name, burning hands, time, 1 action, range self. Range self, hit / DC, dexterity 14.
Yep. Okay. Dexterity. Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw. The DC is 14. It got a 10, so it misses that. So that's gonna take the full amount of damage. And it looks like you need to make me 3d6 rolls.
And I hit for 13.
Give me a second. So this thing's made out of ice. Fire melts ice. You just throw out this cone of fire, and it is struggling and trying to just kind of attack again, do something as it's flailing down, and just starts to melt and melt and melt, all until it just completely disappears into a puddle of water. Maybe there's like a couple little ice stumps left. But yeah, that attack successfully just melted the hell out of this ice sculpture. So that does it for that combat. Didn't even tell y'all that you were going to be fighting something with ice, and y'all throwing some fire stuff at it. So that's all good and dandy. What's next for our adventurers?
I go back to kicking down that door.
Anyway,
All right. So that was really weird.
Not as weird as getting fondued to death.
So he kind of looks over at the human warlock
Or being made into an hors d'oeuvre.
and gestures to the elven sorcerer.
What I can't figure out is this guy right here. He was crushed to death. Probably not due to a poor performance here at the event, but literally crushed to death. There was no signs of food, but there was a trail of red from there to,
And he gestures to the melted puddle.
here.
Is it possible that whatever this thing was could have crushed what was it, the halfling?
Yeah, it's possible, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too good with the makey the thingies being thingies they're not supposed to be thinging, you know?
You're pretty descriptive.
They're the thingy, and back in my day, ice sculptures were just ice sculptures. They weren't crushing people to death. I think it's this new rock and roll. Anyways, listen, I don't know what that is. Do you know what that was? With your book learning and your understanding of the arcane.
I believe I should be able to check that. Can I run an Arcana check on it?
yeah, absolutely.
Fangled
That is-
spellcastings.
A 22.
Yeah, this thing magically came to life. And I mean, it wasn't necessarily like how do I want to put this? It wasn't controlled like puppet controlled, but like somebody made that thing come to life and basically say like everybody's bad. And so it just, I mean, it was a, you know, you might have seen this in other fashions where other things came to life or whatever, but you know, it was an inanimate object that became animate and became an actual like tool of weaponry. There's a few ways that this could happen, but you're pretty darn sure that somehow, some way, that's exactly what happened.
Well, Pata, you were right about that. Someone's wasn't necessarily controlling it, but someone did bring that thing to life.
Made it a real boy, is that what you're saying?
An original blue fairy.
Well, it seems like 22's thoroughly invested in that door over there. How's it coming? Keep your weight back on that back foot.
Don't you dare tell me how to kick down something. And that's 3, old man.
I'm just correcting your form. Ben is actually gonna like come over, and kind of like with his cane, like prod at the back of your knee, kind of twisting it around and say, "No, see, you're losing a lot of momentum." And I'm gonna cast guidance as I do that.
What? Remind us what guidance does?
Well, I don't know. Are you willing?
Exactly. I think that's my point right there.
I'm gonna say it's one of those very begrudging, being
Yeah.
like the old people like listening kind of thing.
Yeah. So for the next minute, you can add a D4 to an ability check of your choice.
You see, if you get that, you start from a stronger base. That's what you want. Strong base. Now, is there somebody in there?
Yes, there is.
Did you ask them to come out?
Yes, I did already. And I gave them one try. And now I'm going to break down this door.
All right, do what you have to.
I'm going to attack the door.
All right. Before you do that, make me. I was thinking about doing this in secret, but it's a one shot, so let's have some fun with it here. 22. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. I got a 18.
Okay, and
My wisdom plus my wisdom modifier, right?
yeah, I mean, that was good, so you're good. But Benedict, did you like walked up to that area over there, right? So
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right by 22.
All right, why don't you make me a wisdom saving throw?
That is a 17 plus 7. So it's 24.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, 22. Why don't you make the attack on the door?
15.
15 will hit a door.
Yeah, out of anger, not realizing it, his hand starts to heat up and flame again as he goes just swinging at this door. And then there's Brett's freaking old man telling me what to do. Oh, that's a 9. 9 fire damage on the door.
All right, yeah. So with this last enraged strike, you're able to kind of hit it straight down the middle, and like the door's opening now. There's still a bunch of clutter in front of it that you can easily start pushing out of the way, but like the doors are open now. And beyond this door is a vast kitchen. It's humongous kitchen, like just one of the best kitchens you've ever seen. It's got everything you can possibly imagine for a kitchen in like the highest of societies. But kind of similar to the rest of this place right now, it has been left in a state of chaos. There's metal bowls and sinks, like nobody's washing any dishes. There's a cauldron that's over by a hearth that's just kind of bubbling, and it's kind of bubbling over a little bit. Like it's not like an excessive amount because it's already done that, and so it kind of doused a little bit of the flames underneath, so it's just kind of like pouring over a little bit. It's just been sitting there for a little while. There's probably some real nice good charred stuff at the bottom of that. You can get that good like scrapey stuff at the bottom. Over in different areas, there's you've got your other equipment, plates and bowls and utensils and this and that. There's a couple areas with like stoves and things like that, and then there's like a completely different area off to the side that has some pastry set on it. Like the food areas for every other kind of food that you can think of for brunch has been kind of messed up and left behind. The pastry areas, they didn't get to the pastries yet, so the pastry is still kind of clean and really pristine. And there's like a large centerpiece that's kind of draped over with a red velvet cloth. That's everything that you can see around this kitchen right now.
Now hold on before we get going too far. I just think
I just start walking in.
I just think it. I'll just say it from here then. I just think that we should take stock of the success of this team thus
Who's in
far.
here? I know someone's here.
I think that you've examined or shown that you have some unique talents, though your passion could be in the pyrotechnics are a bit much. Kipper, I think that you're exemplary, and I will be including my report that you are quick-witted, fast-thinking, and one hell of a sleuth. I think that this team is doing great work here today, even if it lacks a little bit of respect.
He kind of like calls into the kitchen.
But I think at the end of it, we'll turn out all right.
Are you still rambling on over there? We could use some help in here.
I'm absolutely helping, and that is my point, young man, that not everything is what it seems, and perhaps
Sorry, I don't
you
speak
should
old.
calm
I
down.
don't know what you're saying.
I took a minute to do a motivational speech.
There we go. There it is.
So you guys get, let's see. For the duration, which is an hour, each of you gains 5 temporary hit points. So it won't heal up any that you've lost, but it will give you 5 temporary hit points. And you now have advantage on wisdom saving throws. If you're hit by an attack, you have advantage on the next attack that you make. And once you lose the temporary hit points, the spell ends. So there you go.
Very nice. That's not a concentration, is it?
It is not a concentration. So technically 22 still has his guidance.
Oh wait, so the guidance was the one that took over for the shield.
The shield of faith, yeah.
Shield
So
Okay.
Kipper is back down to his normal AC.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and the guidance is the new concentration. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure about that. Okay. So yeah, we'll probably need some reminder on that because that's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I'll keep it posted and all the things.
But yeah, you guys feel really as disgruntled as you may be at this this old timer's view on the job. You know what? He makes some good points, and so you actually feel a little like invigorated from this motivational speech that he gave you. What else are you doing in the kitchen?
Looking for the other being on the other side. The voice.
All right, make a perception check.
Yeah, sure, why not? 12.
Don't really see like a person. Like there's not anything that you can see. Like you're just kind of scanning around and you don't see anybody right away. There's not really any other way like in or out from this kitchen. There's like a sort of a back like emergency exit type thing that you notice that isn't like, it hasn't been used, it hasn't been opened or anything like that. It remains shut because it has some stuff in front of it as well. But you don't see anybody right off the bat.
You see anything?
Nope.
Ben is gonna kind of shuffle in and under his breath kind of
So much talking.
and he's gonna call out into the kitchen.
If you're in here, think of your favorite number.
And Ben's gonna cast Detect Thoughts. So I initially I can't see them, so it'll be within the 30 feet of me. Let me see. It can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal other than lead, or a thin sheet of lead will block it.
Okay.
But he's just gonna kind of walk around this kitchen trying to pick up the surface thoughts of a creature. What is most on its mind in that moment? If the creature has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, there's no effect.
Okay. Yeah, you hear back this just like inquisitive like 14?
14's a good number. That's a good number. Listen, it's twice my favorite number, so it's twice as good. Listen, how about you come out here and you tell us what seems to be the situation, and we can have a nice little chat. What do you think about that?
Over kind of in one of the back corners, there's like a tumbling of different pots and bowls and things, metal bowls and things. And this tiny little man just comes crawling out. He like comes out and he's got a little pastry hat on and everything. And he's all like kind of covered in various like splotches and things like that. Like it's been kind of caked on into his apron and chef's clothes and everything. And he kind of crawls out a little bit and he's, oh, is it over?
I think so. We're here to kind of attend to whatever's going on here.
Oh, it was a big disaster. It was so bad. It was quite scary.
Hey, why didn't you open the door for us, huh?
Oh, there was so much commotion going on out there, and I heard people.
It wasn't when we first showed up.
Oh no!
It was quiet. I asked nicely. You ignored me.
I had no idea who you were. I actually still don't know who you are.
Detectives investigating everything.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Do you know how many people can be like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm so and so, and then they're actually like some kind of crazy murder person? You were scaring me. I thought you were the murderer person, and.
No, we're not the murderer, folks. We're here to try and figure out what the hell happened, and you, young man, find yourself in the unique position of being a witness.
And Ben's gonna kind of like pull over a chair and kind of like ease down to sit in it.
So how about you excuse my...
I'm just gonna go over here.
trainee here,
What?
and we can get down to figuring out what's going on. Kipper, could you come in here and assist? I'm sorry, I don't believe we caught your name, young man. I'm terribly sorry.
Mi scusi. I'm a bit, how you say it, a wreck of the nerves, and this is all a bit much. I am Chef Gordo here at the tower.
Nice to meet you, Chef Gordo. Now, my hope is that we can make this a piece of cake. So, how about you just tell us what you heard?
You want a piece of cake? We have some cake here. I can give you the cake.
Oh well,
We got the cake. We got the cannoli. We got a little bit of chocolate lasagna. We got
Wait, what did you just say?
we got the creme brulee.
Before that, what did you just say before that?
The chocolate lasagna?
What even is that?
It's a chocolate lasagna. You get a little bit of, like a sliced little bit of cake, and then you get a little bit of cream, and then you get a little bit of cake, and then you get a little bit of cream, and then you get a little bit of cake, and then you get a little bit of cream, and then you get a little bit of cake, and then you get a little bit of cream, and then it comes in like so many beautiful
that's
layers.
That's just a layered cake, though. That's cake.
Oh, but
cake cut up with frosting in the middle.
but it looked like a lasagna, but instead of like a sauce, it makes the chocolate. It's a very good thing.
It's a cake. Now you're just lying. You just made a very complicated cake that was unnecessary because it'd have the same taste profile if you cut it in half and put the same amount of cream in the middle and save yourself a lot of time.
Mi scusi, but no, they are very different desserts. Is like you call a cobbler and a pie the same thing? Bah, no, they're two different things. No.
I can't even with this one.
No. He's right. A cobbler and a pie are two different things.
Yeah,
grazie. Thank
cake
you.
with the multiple layers is still a cake, okay? All he's doing is calling it something else so you can just jack with the price.
The price? What the price? There's no price here. All of the people here, they prepay with the registration and all of it. They all come here and they have the food already prepared for them.
Yeah, and you probably made it way more expensive because you had dessert lasagna instead of just layered cake.
Bah.
Well,
Back to the matter at hand.
Yes, thank you, Kipper.
What Detective Potts meant by piece of cake, it's a figure of speech here. This way you can make it easier for us. That's what that meant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lasagna cake.
I see. Yes. So having a piece of cake would make things easier for you. So you wanted the cake, yes?
I know. I recognize that I've made a huge error here in trying to make a very clever food pun, and for that I'm very sorry. So how about you just tell us what you heard in the hall, and we can try to apprehend the villains or hooligans that have accosted this hall.
Oh yes. No, it was very loud. It was a couple, a bing and a bang, and then everybody in here kind of go and see what happened. And I was busy working. I do not have the time for the silliness, and so I kept on working. But then everybody was like screaming and banging and booming, and then I go see what happened, and then I get scared, and then I put a bunch of stuff by the door, and I keep myself in here, and I don't want anybody coming in here and doing the bing and the bang to me. You know, it's a bad thing.
Was there anyone in particular doing the booming and the banging? Perhaps Diggory Scordato?
The who? I'm sorry, mi scusi, but diggity do? No, I never heard it. This. What it is? What is this?
It's just a name from the attendees list. But if it doesn't ring any bells for you, then that's fine.
But I don't know what it is. The dingity do. I have no idea.
Can I, Ben's asking this guy questions, and the detect thoughts like only runs for a minute, so it's probably run out by now. But I'm trying to get a general sense of this guy seems nervous and seems like he's just kind of like, but Ben's trying to figure out if that's like an act.
Make an insight check.
That is a dirty 20, a 12 plus 8.
It's a little weird that like everybody's outside and this guy's inside. Now that you're thinking about it, 22 does kind of have a point. And he's maybe being a little too defensive about these desserts and things.
Right. Well, you know.
And Ben's gonna lean forward in his chair. And centered on Chef Gordo.
It would be a terrible shame if anybody, you know, in this room were to,
and he taps his holy symbol on his little vest there.
Were to tell a lie.
And as he does that, I'm casting Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth!
Oh, and then can I cast Dancing Flames on like the fire where the cauldron's at?
Yeah, so let's look at that first. What does the Dancing Flames do?
So let's see, Dancing Lights.
Or Dancing Lights, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, I can create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lantern, glory, or... Okay, no, that doesn't have anything to do with fire. Never mind.
I still say, because I think you still have like Control Flame or something like that, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you took that out? Okay.
No, I don't have that. Oh, I do have Control Flames. I just scroll up. Yeah, I have Control Flames.
I was gonna
I'll
say,
do that.
yeah, because that was one of the cantrips we were talking about. So yeah, like with the Control Flames, like, yeah, I would say that adds a little bit of intensity as like the cauldron lights up again and all that stuff, and he kind of gives like a.
Is he sitting down as well?
He's kind of crouched and huddled. He just kind of came out of his hiding spot, and he's kind of crouched and huddled still.
How big of a guy is this?
He's a smaller guy.
Wanna sit him down in front of Ben, like chair.
I mean, he's essentially like, if you can imagine it, he is kind of like sitting there. He's like sitting on his butt with his like knees up, and Ben kind of like pulled the chair over. I imagine, like, I don't know, did you flip it backwards or?
No, he is sitting. He's got the chair.
it.
He's kind of sitting on the end. He's got his little cane. He's kind of leaning forward on it.
Yeah. So he's sitting down. He's kind of there. What's the Zone of Truth thing about?
So 15-foot radius sphere, I imagine that would hit all of us until the spell ends. As long as we're inside, I need charisma saving throws from everybody. You got it. The spell DC is 15. Let me go ahead and do that really quick. Ben failed. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. They're not compelled to tell the truth. They just can't deliberately lie.
Okay.
You know whether a creature succeeds or fails on the saving throw. So And the affected creature is aware of a spell and thus can avoid answering questions which it would normally respond. So everybody knows that it happened. I know who like succeeded and failed and all that stuff.
Okay. I'll let you know the result by playing it out. He kind of sees like the magic and stuff happen, and he kind of looks around and everything. What it is? What is this? What is this? What did you do? What it is?
I'm gonna
It's
walk
just-
towards the door and stand in front of it.
This is just something to make this a little bit more straightforward.
What a straightforward. What is a straightforward? What are we doing here? Why are you? Are you really who you say you are? Are you?
Yes, are you who you say you are?
I am the chef Gordo. I do some of the food and some of the pastries.
And why were you here in this room when everyone was gone?
The kitchen? I was making the food and the pastries. I tell you, there was the commotion and the binging and the banging outside, and then the things were right there, whatever was right there, and I had to hide, so I closed the door and I put the things by the door so the thing didn't come in, and I have no idea who did come in, and now I'm pretty sure you're the thing that was making the binging and the bangs.
All right.
You block off
So-
the door
So really quick though, just because Sarah's big dumb, he passed. Is that what I'm gathering? Is he passed the check?
He succeeded, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Kipper and 22, did they pass or fail?
I passed. Or
'Kay.
22 passed.
Okay,
A curse
Kipper
will
also
save.
passed. Okay, so
Okay.
only Ben is exposed to his own spell, which is delightful. Ben's going to kind of shift forward.
Listen here, Gordo. I've been doing this a long time. And I'm 2 weeks from retirement. And I got what? Thank you. I'm really looking forward to getting back on the road. But here's the deal. I'm going to be completely honest with you in this moment. That man over there very much would like to do horrible things to your person if you're not accommodating. Now, I have enough respect with him, I think, to keep him from doing those things, but I tend to doubt it. Plus, this one here also has fire. They both have fire hands. I just realized that. Was there a training that I missed on fire hands? Anyways,
Ooh,
it's not
that's a-
important.
Okay, yeah.
What's-
Wait. Why am I the bad guy in this scenario? Just
Are you
because I
kidding
can
me?
punch things?
Well, you do look a little
You gotta
menacing
just
over there,
stereotype
standing by
me
the
like
door.
that? Like, I'm just living.
Oh,
how I
I'm s-
can,
I'm-
okay?
I'm sorry,
You know,
22.
like,
Would you
I'm
like to
doing the
take
best I can over here?
Would you like to take the good cop bit? Because I'm gonna
I
be
mean-
I
honest.
mean, it's too late now. Like you
You did just
Look
start
what you
breaking the
did,
door
like,
down without
too-
checking to see if it was locked.
no, I did check. I asked twice. I said, open the door or I gotta bust it down. I can't wait. There's protocols in place. I was doing what I had to. For all I know, they could have been injured and dying. They might have needed help. They didn't respond in any way. So what do you gotta do? You gotta get in there and make sure everything's fine. But no, I'm the bad guy in this scenario.
you see, he's very emotional. Quick to anger, and I don't think you want to see him when he's angry.
No, but the middleman has a good point on that. There's all very good points, but okay, if you're really the what you say the police policia, let me go back out. Let me get out of here then, so you can continue your investigation.
No, you misunderstand. You are the investigation at this point, there, Gordo.
What do I do to the investigation? What do you need me for? I tell you everything I know.
I don't think you are.
I do have a question though.
Mhm.
So you were here basically as when the party started. So you saw all of any of the guests that have already arrived. You saw them mingling in the dining room as you were preparing the food.
I see
Correct.
people here and there.
Correct.
Yeah, I see people here and there. And yeah.
Okay. Did you happen to see anyone hanging around, anyone standing by the ice sculpture before everything started happening?
The ice sculpture, everybody stand around it. It's one of the decorations. It's right in the middle. Everybody goes around it. We put the cheese and the meats over there, so people go up and have a little bit of the cheese and the meats. Have a little bit of fruits. They do all of that. They get a little bit of the cantaloupe. They get a little bit of the pineapple. They get a little bit of the honeydew. They get a little bit of the grapes. And then they put a little bit of the sharp cheddar, and then they put a little bit of the white cheddar, and then they put a little bit of the pepper jack. They put a little bit of the salami.
Hey. Can you prove who you are?
I'm wearing the chef hat. I am a chef. Like, what more do you want from me?
So if I just take your hat, am I a chef now? Is it that easy?
No, it's not that easy. I go to the culinary school, and I have all of the culinary.
Where'd you go to school?
The what?
Where'd you go to school?
I go to school out at Waterdeep. One of the greatest culinary schools out there.
Oh yeah. I heard of it. Who's your professor?
The professor? What is this? A professor? I didn't know professor. We have the chefs.
So there was no teacher?
We do the learning, but we don't learn it from the professor. No, we learn from the other chefs.
Can I be like, Ben's just trying to clue in to try and track like his body language to figure out if he's gonna try and bolt or like attack. Like he's trying to read Gordo's like nervousness at this point.
All right, make another insight check.
Oh, that's cool. Oof. That is a 15.
He's a little skittish, but like no more or less than he's been pretty skittish this whole time.
Okay.
It looks like he's trying to like answer the questions and just answer your questions so that he can get out of there.
You know what? There's only one way to prove this. Make us a cake.
That's
Make a
actually
cake.
very.
I ask you if you want me to get you a cake. You tell me
not get
no.
a
You
cake.
don't want no piece of cake.
I want
and
you
now
to
you're
make
saying you
one.
want the cake.
Well, I'm not gonna eat the cake, obviously.
Why are you not gonna make it a cake?
Really?
I guess you don't have a. I mean, you don't have a like anything you can. You still could like eat it. Maybe you not enjoy it as much as others, but
Make the cake. Make the cake.
Like right now, you want me to make it the cake.
Yes,
It's
make
going to
the
take
cake
us some
right now.
time.
No, that's fine. We've got time.
How much time do you have? Because
Enough.
I'm. If you want me to make a good cake, this is going to be like 30 minutes, an hour, at tops.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can investigate the rest of this kitchen while you make the cake.
You're actually serious. You're the police, yeah, and you want me to make a cake to prove to say who I am.
Yeah.
Unless you can think of a better way that's more convincing. I'm open to arguments or the truth. Honestly, Gordo might be faster for all of us.
I told you the truth. This is who I am.
Well, then you can make a cake very easily.
You
And
said that.
This be settled.
Tell you what, Gordo. Tell you what. We'll try this again then. And if you are who you say you are, you'll just let the spell happen. You'll just go with the flow.
You don't even need a spell. I'm a man of my words here. You want a cake? I bake you a cake. What kind of cake do you want?
What kind can you make?
What kind of cake? I can make any kind of cake. I'm the pastry chef. What kind of cake do you want?
Well,
How about that chocolate lasagna?
Do you want the chocolate lasagna? I can do the.
No.
I can make you
No.
the chocolate lasagna. That would actually take a little less time because all I need is the one base, and then I can slice it up and make it a little thin, because all it needs is a little bit of the cake, and then a little bit of the cream, and then a little bit of the cake, and then a little bit of the cream, and then a little bit of the cake, and then a little bit of the cream.
I'm not gonna need you to walk me through that one more time, Sonny. I
am just really trying to reiterate how long this might take, and you are all okay with just sitting around and watching me make the cake.
We're not gonna just sit around and watch. We'll be doing other things.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
You can't leave until you have provided a cake that you made.
Okay, then I go.
Obviously, one of us will be watching over and make sure you don't do anything.
Let me go and make the cake. And he's gonna kind of like slowly get up, because like he's still kind of nervous that y'all are gonna do something to him, and he's gonna kind of like sort of sidestep and start like slowly walking over to like gather some materials and things. And like sure enough, like he is gonna start gathering like some basic like cake ingredients. So he's got some eggs and he's got like flour and stuff like that. Like he's starting to sort of like put together sort of the basis for a cake. And he's like going around, he's looking around, and he stands there for a second, and he's just kind of like looking around, trying to think. Yes. And he's gonna walk over, and as he starts to like walk over for this other ingredient, he's reaching down, and he reaches down for something, and you just hear a quick shuffle, and it comes back up, and it's just like a block of chocolate, because he's going to make you some fresh chocolate. So it's got a nice thick block of chocolate. And he turns around and he starts walking back to mix his thing and everything like that. Where were you guys positioned in the room?
Ben would have been kind of where he was
Mhm.
in a chair nearby.
Okay. And so you're keeping an eye on him. You're by the door, right? 22?
Actually, if that started happening, 22 would pretty much be shadowing him to make sure he's not, some hidden door, or pull out some crazy magical wand to shoot us or anything. Like
All right.
And Kipper would be next, probably still standing next to the fireplace.
Okay. 22, make a perception check.
Uh, 14. 14.
14 is still gonna be enough. Like when he went to go get the chocolate, he reached down to like grab the chocolate. It was really hard to like hear, but he was like muttering to himself, and he's kind of been talking this whole time, especially with you like kind of around him, right? He's just kind of like going around, make a cake, the cake, and make the cake. And so like he reaches down to pick up this chocolate, and then he like comes back up and he walks back over, and he starts shaving the chocolate and doing all that stuff, and he's kind of looking at everybody like, I'm making the cake.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
So he's
Keep going.
got the dish, he's doing all that stuff. He like goes next to one of the ovens, and the oven is a little bit cold now, so we gotta wait for it to warm up a little bit now.
And then I cast Create Bonfire. No, you don't.
Hey, that's not impressive with the boom boom. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll put this in. Put it in, and I guess yeah, we wait a little bit. We got to wait for the cake to bake.
So as we're waiting for the cake, you say you said you saw almost everyone that was here hanging around the ice sculpture at various points of time before that happened. before everything happened.
Yeah, everybody was out of there. It was the brunch time, so yeah.
Right.
You know.
So when everything happened and everyone ran out of left the building, why did you stay?
I tell you this, everybody ran, but everybody ran to look at things first. I was too busy because I was finishing up making all of the pastries and things and all of these things. I was busy working, and everybody else ran, and then they ran away. I was busy working. It wasn't until I hear more commotion that I'm like, okay, I should see what's up. And I go, and I see what's up, and I look, and there's commotion happening with the bing and the bang and the boom. And I go, and then I put stuff in front of the door, and I hide because I was afraid of the bing and the bang and the boom coming into the kitchen with me.
So when you first looked and saw the bing and the bang and the boom happening, did you see anyone standing next to the origin of the bing and the bang and the boom?
The oranges of the bing and the bang and the... No, it was everywhere. There was no like... There's none of this. It was just everywhere. Everywhere in the dining room. People running, people shouting, doing this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Hey. He's gonna go over and like kind of take a peek inside like the oven, and it's coming along nicely, I guess. Yes.
While we're sitting here, I am gonna channel my divinity really quick. To regain one of my expended spell slots. So bloop, doing that. But at some point Ben's gonna kind of get up out of the chair. And he's gonna start poking around the kitchen, kind of looking around in the nooks and crannies, trying to look where there's like recipe books or anything. He's looking for, I feel like, documentation, like books or notes or something of that nature.
Okay.
Or I guess that kind of thing, and also stuff that just shouldn't be in a kitchen. His wife kept a tidy kitchen, so he kind of knows and was always getting after him for stuff that shouldn't be in the kitchen. So I feel like he'd kind of have an idea.
Hey, Ben. Without saying anything, I can just like nod at Ben and like shift over to where he went to go get the chocolate and was mumbling to himself over there. Like,
Ben will, as he continues to shuffle around.
All right. Make an investigation check, and I'll actually give you an advantage at this because you got a little bit of extra help to like say exactly. You're kind of looking everywhere for these specific things, but you got some extra guidance for that location.
Awesome. So I rolled a 13 and a 19 plus 4, so 23.
23 investigation. So you're kind of looking around, and there's there's random little notes here and there, like little cards that people might have, like cheat sheets for recipes and things like that. You've got again, it's mostly supplies. It's mostly ingredients and tool, like the bowls and spatulas and things like that, the spoons, all of that. Specifically over where 22 had pointed out, you can kind of like look below, and there is like a small little stockpile of chocolate, like chocolate bricks. Like it almost looks like gold because they're just stacked up in different things, but they look like ingredients. There is a like little pot there. The pot, oh, sorry, it's not necessarily a pot. It looks more like a like a coffee carafe kind of a thing, right?
Yep.
So it looks like one of those things, but it's, you know, just very like very smooth metal on there. It's very, very, very shiny, very new. And you can kind of pick it up and it feels like there's something in it. Honestly, even with a 22, like that's pretty high. That's pretty good. I'll even say this. The carafe has a initials etched into it. The initials DS.
Ben's gonna be looking at the carafe, and is it just like liquid in there, or is like it sounds like there's like a solid in there?
No, it's like you can shake it and it's like there's a liquid in there. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to have that, and Kipper, in his mind is going to hear Ben, because Ben has the feat telepathic. And you're gonna hear Ben say,
Now don't freak out. It's just me.
but he's hunched over like on the other side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to request permission to communicate with you this way first. I just need you to tap on the desk twice, if this is acceptable.
And then Kipper makes his way to the desk. Taps twice.
Right. Well, you see, I've got a thing with some stuff in it. It's got some initials. A DS. I'm assuming it's Diggory Scordato. But my question is, we had a discrepancy with that list. Was the discrepancy that he was here and shouldn't be, or that he should be here but wasn't?
I believe if I remember correctly, the discrepancy was when he was here. No, he wasn't here, but he should have been.
So that's probably going to be on me a little bit. So let me make sure. I'm just reading up to make sure that I've got that. I communicated that.
Okay, because I just wrote the name down. I did not write down like.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I have discrepancy, but I realized we didn't get what kind of discrepancy it was.
Fair. That's on me. So the discrepancy was that the list of registered attendees was on the registration table. Names have been crossed off as guests registered. A handful of individual records that have remained uncrossed represent no-shows. You compared the registration lists to I forgot their name already. Menashe's guest list. And the guest list had Diggory Scordato on it. The registration list,
The registry
did not.
So he was a guest, but he did not register.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So the discrepancy was Scordato was on the guest list. Looking at the guest list, he's currently here somewhere, but he never registered.
All right. Well, it was a caster event, and the ice sculpture was clearly under magical influence. If I bring this over to you, can we quietly exchange it and you can tell me maybe what's in here? I can purify it, but I'd rather know what it is first.
If you could bring it over here, let's do it. I can check it.
You'll see Ben will kind of rise up, taking a second to kind of lean on his cane a little bit, and try to keep the carafe, using a moment when Gordo's working on the cake to shuffle back across the room to try and give Kipper this carafe to see if he can figure out what's in it.
Just for fun,
Yeah.
make it do
I
a
like
little. Since this is specifically pertaining to an object, I'm gonna argue that let's do a sleight of hand to like keep keep the object. The object is stealthing more than you are, I guess, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, that's a 16.
Okay, yeah, you're able to kind of smuggle it over.
Awesome.
I would even say that 22 is the chef is a little bit nervous about 22 over there, and so like he's a little distracted and doesn't see you bring it over to Kipper.
As they exchange, Ben is going to lay a hand on Kipper's shoulder and say,
Now just remember, might not be the first thing that comes to mind. Keep thinking about it until you got the answer, right?
casting guidance, so you can add a D4 to any ability check you want for the next minute.
Oh, wow. All right. And with the pot in my hand, I would like to run an Arcana check on it.
Yeah, that would be the one. Go ahead and go.
24.
Hell yeah.
That was before the D4?
That's before the D4.
You didn't add it? All right. Well,
he doesn't have to. It's any check within the minute.
That's beautiful.
I can add the D4 if you want, but
no, I think 24 is more than enough.
Do it just in case.
The 24 is more than enough to tell you that you have the carafe of endless chocolate drinks. The carafe sloshes when shaken as if it contains liquid. The carafe weighs 1 pound. You can use an action to open the lid and speak one of 3 command words, whereupon an amount of hot chocolate or cold chocolate milk, your choice, pours out of the flask. The chocolate stops pouring out at the start of your next turn. Choose from the following options: tall, 12 ounce, grande, 16 ounce, venti, 20 ounce. You essentially just have a endless supply of hot or cold
hot
chocolate.
chocolate maker. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
well, I whisper into it, grande. And is Pod still next to me, or did he? Okay.
Yeah, he's still kind of around.
Okay.
Just looking around the room, kind of grumbling to himself.
You're gonna have to figure this out because I'm getting sleepy. If I miss out on my nighttime naps, so won't be able to do anything.
Are we still able to speak telepathically right now, or if not,
So
I would like to cast message.
yeah, you'll have to cast. Well, let me look really quick because let me see this. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, I can still talk telepathically. So Ben would initiate.
Now, what's the word there, Kipper?
So from what I'm able to gather, it is an unlimited supply of chocolate drink. I'll have a grande in my hand in the next few minutes.
Well, nobody died by chocolate, so it's not the murder weapon. Unless.
But with DS as the initials on it, and Diggory Scordato being on the guest list, but not on the registry.
Did he sneak in?
Is he throwing a party?
My question is someone pretending to be Diggory and therefore came here with this stuff and didn't register because they didn't want to be found out?
That
Or... And we've got our chef here that seems to still be making a cake, which I'm going to be really honest with you. This is one of the more creative ways that I've interrogated someone in my time. I'm actually kind of excited about it. Can't wait to tell the guys back at poker night, you know what I mean, over some dragon chess. Anyways, they're not gonna believe this one, Kipper. But, my concern is that if Gordo doesn't tell us what he knows, we can confront him with this and say, we need to be able to connect Gordo to this Diggory person. He claims to not know them. Any ideas on how we can make that happen?
Well, he seemed, with how I see he's making his cake, he seemed to check out as being it seemed to check out that he's just a chef. So.
But how did this item end up in here? And
the-
why was he being shady before? He's hiding something. Could it just be that he stole Diggory's dope hot chocolate machine?
Or this Diggory really thought this through and hired a real chef as an acquaintance, or who's ever possibly disguising themselves as Diggory.
We still don't know the motivation behind the murders, is the kicker. 3 people are dead, but we don't know why. We know how. Whether it was a cheesy one-liner, they got poked to death, or, that poor little bard, just crushed. But we don't know why, or this was a well, now, wait a minute. This is supposed to be some fancy doodah, right? What if it was someone who wasn't invited? What if someone was left off the list and came here to make a point with toothpicks and hot cheese?
You're saying like someone could have been that bitter to not only crash the party, but take out some of the guests?
Well, they certainly wasn't sweet.
22. 22. While they're going back and forth, at this point, I managed just kind of looking at each other and going, I just have this. They're having a moment or whatever. 22. What are you up to?
Just watching him.
You're watching, yeah, okay. He
He's
is.
not trying to slip anything in there or anything.
Yeah, no. All the ingredients were on the up and up, and
Every time he tries to pull out something new, I'm like, "What's that?"
but it is the baking soda. You know, you had to make that. But
What do you need it for?
you didn't make it a rice. They make it a rice. Give us a little more.
Taste a little bit of it. Is it poison?
It is not a.
Prove it. What did you?
I said, it is not poison. There's no poison here. It's all food. It's all good.
I'm gonna be nice this one time. Prove it.
He like sticks his hand in like the baking soda and is like, it's not good.
Thank you.
You don't eat it raw, but it's not a poison. It's ingredient.
Appreciate your cooperation. It's duly noted.
Yeah. And he's gonna check on the cake a little bit, and it's still coming along, but like he's like, okay, what? Now I need to work on. I do the cream now. I have to do the cream. I needed this. He's gathering some more ingredients and all that stuff, and he's going back to where like the chocolate supply was, and he like grabs one of the bars of chocolates and he puts it up. And then you hear a couple more like little shuffles. And 22, how close are you like actually following him?
Like I am his shadow.
Okay. All right. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a nat 20 plus 8.
So because you were like right on top of him, you know exactly what he's doing and stuff. And so you could tell that he's like looking for something else down there, but then he's shuffling around and he actually is like starting to fling stuff behind him. So like he's got like bowls and different things. And so because it's coming like right towards you, you're able to just kind of jump out of the way and step back. And like
Actually, I use my deflect missiles and just.
Oh, you're all right. Yeah. Like what is the deflect missiles? Does that take anything or is that just a
It's a reaction to deflect or catch missiles from any ranged weapon attack. So
all right, fair enough. So yeah, you're able to just kind of like pop a few of them away or whatever. Like one might like hit a shoulder, but like that's intentional. So you just kind of like you're just knocking them all away. And he kind of like slumps there for a minute. And he's like, kind of like stands up and looks around and he's gonna look over and he's gonna like check it out and he's gonna see the two of you over there kind of chatting back and forth, and he sees this like slight silver gleam coming from that side. And he just kind of takes a sigh and he he is yes, well, cake is almost done now. Mr. Metalfriend, could you check the oven for me, please? I need you to be able to get the cake out. You've got the fire hands, right? You'd be able to touch it.
What were you looking for down there?
I have a few more things to make the cream.
You didn't come back up with anything though.
I had the chocolate. I have the chocolate here, and
why were you throwing all these pots and pans?
Oh, I needed those. I cannot look.
In my life.
I cannot look for that. You are right, very close. So I needed a thing to hold the pan. There's no things to hold the pan now. I cannot take it out. It's too hot for my hands.
Your pot holders with your chocolate.
Do you look at it's all a big mess around here. I do not know. I had things exactly what I thought they were. I thought I had some different things here. I cannot find it.
Hey, Ben, when you were looking around, did you see any pot holders?
There's a kitchen. Saw a few rounds about. But I feel like Mr. Gordo has proven that he is making a cake, in fact, and I think that that's fine. Listen, I'ma just ask Gordo one more time, because it seems that he has, in fact, misplaced something. And I would like Gordo to know that, yes, this is, in fact, a test. How do you know Diggory Scordato?
You said his name before. I do not know this person. This Diggity Do. I do not know.
And
Yeah.
do we have more? Do you have new evidence?
Have you ever encountered an item belonging to Diggory Scordato?
I do not know this person, so I don't know how you keep asking me this.
Can I, since we've spent some time with him and everything, can I get a vibe check on his response to see if it's different than what he's done before?
Yeah.
A vibe check.
Yeah.
Vibe check. Here we go, baby. Come on.
Oh, hell yeah, that's a 17 plus 8. That's one hell of a vibe check, baby. Let's go.
He is skittish and anxious and just like he is done with this whole entire conversation. Like he is done. He is done. And but he is like super anxious and annoyed and just kind of like kind of wants you to like finish this up and go.
Yep.
Listen, Gordo, I would also like to be done. So, how about this? You tell me where I can find Diggory, because I can tell you're anxious and you're nervous and you want to be done. And I'm gonna be honest, I would also like to be done. My soaps are about to come on, and I would hate to miss them. So, how do you know Diggory? I know that you know Diggory, or at least you know about one of his items, considering how frequently you are frequenting that frequent corner.
The chef is gonna kind of like look around a little anxiously and like with that insight, I'll even keep that as like an insight.
As soon as I see him slightly moving, I want to just shove him to the ground.
Do you want to shove him to the ground?
Yeah. Like shove him prone.
If he moves, is what he was saying. Like if he tries to like bolt.
If he moves, okay. So you're not just shoving him.
More sporadic movement or like.
Yeah, no, he's
anything slightly above his normal jitter level. He's going to the ground.
Yeah, he's still jittery and stuff like that, but he is kind of like giving eyes over to the big red covered cloth. There's a big red velvet cloth that he keeps looking over there. I come here for the chocolate, you know?
Kipper's gonna hear in his mind.
He's paying real close attention to that velvet over there. You can figure out what's there and do it subtle like. I think 22's probably got our chef pinned down, but I think our next clue is there.
Yeah.
But out loud, he'll say,
Listen, Gordo, I want to believe you. I really do. You seem rather nice, and I liked the little bit of cinnamon that you added to the cake batter there. I think that's a nice touch.
Oh, you
but
know
I
this.
don't.
This is good. Yeah.
Yes.
You got a good eye.
Yeah.
And while they're talking about the ingredients he added, can I run an Arcana check on the room itself? Is that possible or no?
Yeah, so yeah, usually I would say that like something along the lines of like a detect magic type of thing to like pick up magical things would be good. But like I think you can give me a general arcana sense to maybe give a sense of like if you're vibing with any magical things, if you're feeling that. I'll allow that.
Okay. That's a 25, 19 plus 6.
I mean, yeah, obviously the craft that you got, which I mean, it's ready for your drink whenever you're ready. Like it's good to go. Like that's kind of giving off that magical sense, and like I mean, there is like a magical vibe to it, but like you also have to realize that you are in sort of like a magical tower in a Spellcasters Association thing. So magic was probably happening at various points in time and stuff like that. But like, yeah, you're getting sort of magic vibes from the room and all that stuff, and from all around. Like there's magic around.
But like nothing too completely out of the ordinary in terms of a brunch with a brunch with
I mean,
spellcasters.
yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Well then, in that case, I would like to start slowly making my way towards the red velvet covered object.
All right, Gordo is gonna like see you start moving over that way, and just kind of still give you guys eyes and stuff like that. How close are you getting to it?
I was planning on walking right up to it.
All right, you walk right up to it, and all at once, the red velvet starts to sort of like shimmy a little bit. And coming from underneath the blanket or the cover is just drips. Like little drips, little tiny little streams of chocolate.
I am going to knock Gordo prone. Okay, we can see this. I can see this from my side, right?
Yeah, you should be able to see it.
Okay.
I think at this point, yeah, like
And
I
after
think
he does that, I'm moving the cover.
Okay, so a lot of things are going to happen all at once.
Yeah.
Let me do one thing really quick. Um, 22, make me an investigation check.
Four.
4?
Just a 4.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah, you shove Gordo to the ground and he kind of gives like a blah. It's,
I'm sorry, he does a what now?
blah. Wow. I don't know, random Mario sounds. Where he just kind of like falters to the ground after getting shoved. You remove this thing, but it's actually a little hard to do. Like it's not one quick sweep movement. It kind of like drags on something and it comes down. It's easy to see that it's dragging on wet chocolate because underneath this giant tarp, velvet tarp, is just like a big ball, like an oblong ball of chocolate that has just started to like melt. Like imagine just like the biggest, like the largest chocolate egg that you can think of, and it's just sort of melting, but like it's not melting away to like a nougaty center or anything like that. It's like melting, but continuously, perpetually melting. And as it's melting, you kind of see it melt a face. And then it melts an arm and another arm. And then kind of rolls down, and as it's coming off of the table it was on, it melts 2 giant legs down, and then it opens up this melty chocolate mouth, this chocolate maw, and just goes bleh. And everybody needs to roll initiative.
Well, shit.
Ben got a 12.
My boy Kip's got a 17.
I
22.
Wow.
got 17.
17? Okay. What is it? Dex, what's each of your modifiers for that?
+5.
Oh, for initiative?
Yeah.
Oh, +0.
All right. So let's change
Nice.
that really quick. It's weird putting numbers next to each other. 17 got a 22. Hold on. Beautiful. All right, let me rewrite this neatly. Two. Kipper. All right. Up first is 22.
Is Kipper in the way? Or do I have like a line?
I'd say you'd have a clear line of shot, yeah.
All right.
It's an open enough space.
All
It's a big kitchen. It's a really big kitchen.
right. So as you see like some glowing underneath his chest, you see him open his mouth. I launch just a straight shot fire breath at this chocolate man.
Okay.
So yeah, but I think it's just like a. It's just range check. So yeah, it's a save on 15, and then I gotta roll 2d6 and
All right. What's the save?
15.
And what kind of save is it? Sorry.
It's a Dex 15 save.
It fails.
And it takes 10 points of fire damage.
Yeah, you just blast this thing with a mouthful of fire, and it starts to like melt away at some of like its chocolatey flesh, and it, for as much as like a chocolate creature can wince in pain, it winces in pain. It hurts a little bit more than maybe you'd think it would hurt, but you know, fire also melts chocolate, so maybe it does exactly what you thought it was going to do. Anything else on your turn?
How's our chef on the ground looking?
He pushed him to the ground, you meanie.
Yeah.
He went wah, and then he was on the ground.
Oh man. All right, I'm playing the bad cop. I'm gonna kick him.
You're gonna kick the chef. You're gonna kick Chef Gordo.
All right, kick him. And while I'm kicking him, I'm like, don't move.
I make an attack roll.
I don't want to do this, but I need to do this. 13.
Roll damage.
Damn it. It's a normal kick. No flames or anything. Just normal.
Okay.
Gotta specify that.
For 11 points of damage.
How much?
11.
All right, you like. Give me a second. You. Wow, dude.
I wanted to intimidate him just a little bit. Just in case he was the bad guy or something.
You kick him like square in the gut.
Hard.
And like this takes a lot out of it. Like you just like knock this dude square like like right in the diaphragm, in between the chest and the stomach. And so he's just like Mama, oh yeah, why you doing this to me? And he's just like
to make sure you don't move. Just don't move, and that's it. Just stay right there down.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
No, I've done enough already.
You want to?
I've done enough already.
You want to insult him a little bit more? Do you want to like?
I thought about it for a split second.
All right. Well.
But I'm okay. Just don't move. And you could hear a little bit of the I didn't mean to hit you so hard in his voice.
This
That
like
last part, and just like
big metal hoof just like gets launched into this frail little dude's chest.
I hope he's the big bad, and I did good.
Kipper.
Don't move or I'm gonna finish you off.
Kipper, you're up next.
My God. I am going to cast. I'm going to cast Burning Hands on the chocolate monster.
All right, and that is, remind me again. Let's do this.
Dex save of 14.
Dex save 14.
Yeah, 14.
Jesus, why does this always happen? Failed big time.
Oh, big time.
Like massively failed.
All right, so then I shall roll for damage. And that was an 11.
I shouldn't have had you. I should have had you guys at level 2.
No.
I need to check my character.
In an encore presentation, like it's absolutely nothing. You just slob this fire, there's all this flame out there, and it just like completely starts like melting, and like you could see
Kaboom.
like the chocolate just he just like starts pulling out, and it's like the arm is going down like the final scene from Terminator 2, and like it's just like it's melted down to liquid chocolatey goo. Yeah, anything else you want to do?
No, I think one action a turn for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Nope.
Okay.
So let me get this straight. The chocolate monster has just been melted.
Mm-hmm.
Chef, there's a cake potentially burning in the oven.
It's
it's
getting
burning.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a
And
little
Chef-
while, but like right now, it's at. I would say it's at a turning point. It's at
It's
a
about
pinnacle
time to take it
moment
out.
where you should like put a toothpick into it just to make sure that nothing's coming back and it's coming out smooth. But like, yes.
Okay.
And the chef has 1 HP.
Yeah. Here's what's going to happen. If it went wait, is it my turn? Are we out of combat? Is there?
It's not your turn yet.
Okay. Oh fuck. Okay, let's go. I'm excited.
It's not your turn yet because
I'm excited.
As I imagine, 22 is just kind of like, once again, just like looking at this chocolate thing melt the same way as the ice thing did, of just like, hey, we make a good team. This is good shit. Gordo is gonna all of a sudden be enveloped in a silvery mist. And he's gone.
Should have kicked him harder.
Right outside the door, you can see wisps of a silvery mist appear out there. And he shouts into the door, into the kitchen. You son of a bitches. I try to be so nice to you as I possibly could. How dare you? Oh, but then you do this to me, and that hurt us so much. And then you had to take my carafe. How dare you? This is insult upon insult upon insult. He's like right by the door, and you can see this chef facade just crumble away. It's just a disheveled looking little like gremlin looking dude of a wizard. And he is going to, let me check this. Action. Yeah, let's go with 22. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
You still have the temporary hit points. So you have advantage on this.
Oh, yay. I got an 18 and a 6. I'm going to go with the 18, 22 total.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, bah, oh, you stupid people. I can't. I had to do that for so long. I was keeping it up so well, and then you had to ruin everything. I don't believe you. He's going to kind of take like 2 steps out the door. So he's still kind of like around, but he's making his way out. Next is Benedict Potts.
Hell to the yes. Ben is going to kind of sigh under his breath.
I guess we're doing this the hard way, and we were so close.
And he's going to kind of push back his cloak, and you'll see he has little boots on that are lined in bright white soft fur along the top. It's like kind of like they've got gray. And he's going to click his heels together twice and then move towards the door. And Ben is moving incredibly fast. So he has the boots of the jackrabbit, which increases speed.
I was wondering where all your silly items and stuff were. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're using the boots of the jackrabbit. So he's got instead of his normal 15, he has 40 movement.
Let's go. All right.
So he's going to like give kind of like just dark, like it's almost like the boots take over. He just kind of holds his stuff and then just like warps out the door to get like in front of this mage as he goes, just this like Just so, like when you're driving past, like the eye contact as he comes around, and goes,
I don't think so there, Degree.
and then he's going to take his hand or his little cane and like tap tap on the ground. Bonus action, summon his spiritual weapon. Let's see, bloop, to be behind the homie. Oh shit, I didn't need to click that. So to get advantage, we rolled the first one in here and we'll roll the second one, I guess. Bloop. 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And that'll do 5 force damage. Ben's spiritual weapon is that of like a scythe, but like an actual farming scythe, not one that's like all weapony. It's an actual farm scythe that will just kind of like bob and weave in the air above as it kind of swipes, and like a wave of force will slam into the back of this wizard. And Ben will kind of straighten up and go,
oh, I tried to ask nice, but whatever. You can surrender now, or we can keep doing this. Whatever floats your boat. Degree. I'm going to be honest, at this point the paperwork is going to be a total disaster, and I'm going to have Kipper do it anyways.
Make a persuasion check. I'll allow this as like an extra action thing to
oh my god,
Just
that's a
roleplay.
19 plus 3. Ah! Ash, these dice are very good.
Yeah, so let's fuck. The DC is so high, and yet you're still rolling. Oh, so great. Yeah, so let's go out of initiative order. Yes. Degree kneels before you, which probably is just getting on like eye level.
Yeah, I'm 3 feet tall.
Yeah, so he kind of comes down and he's like drops down, and he kind of is like ready to do something, and then he's like, oh, bah, and he like kind of holds his hands out like he's ready for cuffs or whatever. He's like, I can't do it anymore. It was terrible. You saw how good I was. You saw how good everything was here. Why didn't I get invited to this? I'm a good spellcaster. I do good spellcasting.
Yeah, you felt left out and disrespected. I understand, but that's no reason to cause violence. People lost their lives today, Degree.
These hoity-toity wizards and sorcerers, and they're I'm too good for them. They think nothing but themselves, and
oh, now you're just feeling sorry for yourself, and I don't appreciate that.
And he snaps, I'm casting silence, centered on Degree.
What does that do? What do I have to...
It's just for the duration. No sound can be created within or pass through this 20-foot sphere that's centered on him. I'm literally making it so he can keep talking, but no one's going to hear him. It'll also make it if he needs any verbal components.
That's better. Gentlemen, we have our culprit. I believe that it's best that we take him into custody now so we can be done with this. And careful, Degree, if you can't hear me either. That's unfortunate. I do like quiet.
It's
nice.
You're just gonna take the cake out of the oven.
We could we could bring the cake with us for
check it.
evidence.
Mhm.
We could take the cake out and bring it for evidence as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the cake look?
I don't know. How does it look? What?
Perception check on the cake.
What do you think? What do you think should be the role for checking a cake? What's the knowledge for cake?
Survival. I could see survival. I could see investigation. Depending on like if he's just like medicine. Yeah, I like here's my argument.
Too, yeah.
If he's smelling it, if he's just like smelling the cake, that's perception. I would say the investigation or medicine, or maybe survival, but I tend to agree with Saint. Medicine, chemistry, baking. Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do two different things because this is an interesting little thing that you brought up upon yourself. Number 22, the Warforged. Make a history check first.
Okay. 13.
Okay. And yeah, I like the idea of make a medicine check.
21.
Okay. I had you do the history because you're probably not going to be used to food and stuff. So like
that's why my whole thing was I just was poking it, just a little test.
So then I think maybe you I was thinking medicine too, because like I had the same thought process. Like mixing ingredients, doing all that stuff, it's very chemical. It's a chemical reaction. Literally that's what baking is. So it makes sense to me that it would be like that. And you know what? You tell anybody that's having a bad day or a good day or whatever that chocolate cake isn't a type of medicine, I'm going to tell that person to screw right off. So yeah, with a history, like you're not an expert, but like you are familiar enough, like you might have read some books here and there and maybe watched other people eat and do food related things that you're like, okay, this I think should be exactly what the cake should be. And yeah, it's actually perfect timing. You do notice, however, like as you're trying to like kind of take the cake out, because he wasn't an actual chef, he was doing a pretty good job, but I made sure that he missed a few very key important things. He didn't grease the pan or line anything on there. So like a bunch of the cake is stuck to the pan itself. Shout out to Nailed It for that knowledge right there. So yeah, it's just kind of crumbles of really good chocolate cake that you have.
I'm just bringing it out to Ben and just handing it over.
As you walk out, you'll see Diggory just like sitting there on the floor, and Ben has kind of breathing. That's nice. What is that? What the hell is that?
That's your cake. Take it.
I don't go in for
Just
sweets. 22. It was a.
You're the one that wanted the cake. You were talking about it.
No, you were the one
Here's
who
your
wanted
cake.
cake.
Take the cake.
I don't
Why
think
would I
I'll
want
be
cake?
taking the cake. Do you want to go get him? Careful, you won't be able to talk once you go in there. But he's admitted to the murders. He didn't get invited to the fancy party.
I gotta go talk to him really quick too.
Well, he won't.
So
He literally
just-
won't be able
I
to
just
hear
put-
you.
It's fine. He doesn't need to. I just put the cake remotely next to Ben, and I walk up to our big bad that I don't feel so bad about punching.
Yeah.
and I will stunning strike him just right across the dome to knock him out. So I don't even have to see him physically speaking anymore.
What is the stunning strike?
It's a melee attack. I can spend 1 key point and stun my target. Until
And
the
then
end
it's a
of the
con
turn.
save.
Yeah, it's a con save. DC 15. I just want to do it even for that little split moment.
I'm not using my stream deck for my rolls anymore. Stream deck, fix your dice rolls. Seriously, fix your dice rolls. It's very easy and convenient. I love the convenience of it. It's accessible. It's right there. I have one set up for each one. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, 100. These 20s have sucked. You got a 2.
That's why I went to actual dice. Like I was tired of the digitals.
So yeah, he's knocked the fuck out. So congratulations. I assume you drag him out. He's still kind of knocked for a loop. You have, like, in your possession still the carafe of endless chocolate drinks, so you can celebrate with some hot or cold chocolate at your discretion.
I'm already drinking my grande.
Yeah, those actually, yeah, is it not chocolate supporters in your next? Yeah, it's by turn. It's not even like it needs like an overnight to like recharge or anything like that. It's just you have unlimited chocolate milk, hot or cold.
Good.
So yeah, congratulations, you solved the mystery. You're all promoted to detectives within the Criminal Spellcasters Investigation Unit, and you are compensated for your hard work. Manash, on your way out, is very, very apologetic for this grievous oversight. And he actually resigns his role as operations manager for the Spellcasters Association. He was shamed out of his role. The captain is oh well, and I totally, give me 1 second.
Ben would take the cake to the captain on the way out and just like,
Here's this.
so they like
Here's
go to
this.
head back to the head office.
You know what? I didn't read that carefully, so I'm still gonna give her the same voice, but yeah, the captain's Sophia just like takes a little bit of the cake and it's like, yeah, I don't know about all you, but I think this will hit the spot for sure.
Oh, here, one second. Let me just real quick. Just 1 second.
And Ben's going to lick his finger and stick it in the cake to cast Purify Food and Drink. It's verbal and somatic, so he's gonna just
I'm gonna fix that.
just to make sure that it's on the level.
Maybe like, should be good now.
Clap her shoulder and then start shuffling home.
22 is gonna follow behind. Oh, you know what? It's been sitting for a while. Just does his little flaming fist, but just under it to heat up the pot a little to make sure that cake's warm. He's like, "You're good," and just walks.
I don't know if I want this anymore. Anybody else? I don't know. So yeah, congratulations. You have successfully completed the case of the brutal brunch. Sorry, kept reading that wrong. Any final thoughts from the characters? What would they do as their next steps as they reach the rank of detective within the agency?
I'll go first because it'll be really quick. Ben would write a few letters to his commanders or supervisors or what have you within the organization. One would be his notes on Kipper, who he would write a glowing review, just saying, he thought well on his feet. He captured important evidence, was excellent interrogator, like all of the, like, a lot of lovely, nice things. Would recommend him for a leadership position. The second would be for 22, and it would say, very headstrong, passionate about the work, has a lot of talents and skill in approaching a situation head on. Could use some subtlety, but other than that, really well. Placed in his role. And then Ben would retire. Like he's traveling anyways. He kind of fell into the agency a little bit, doing a couple of jobs and then a few more jobs and a few more jobs, but the open road would call the Ben, so he would retire and leave behind a note for both of them. For Kipper, it would just say,
keep reading books.
For 22, it'd just be,
don't be such an asshole.
that's it.
Mine's going to be really short, like literally just back to the office, getting ready to do all this paperwork. Starting with, you are not going to believe what we had to deal with. You will not believe this. And we fought a chocolate monster. That's not a metaphor for anything. We fought a literal chocolate monster. Yeah, that's it.
22 would be actually like talking about the whole thing in the bank room and like, yeah, I knew. Like, I just had a feeling about this guy. Like he's talking about this layered cake thing, calling it a lasagna cake. It's just cake upon cake. But like clearly he didn't know what he was doing. So I took action, knocked him straight to the ground. Good hard kick, like, them and their magic, and then Ben just swoops in and takes all the credit for it. But whatever. It's old man. They don't got many years left to live. But yeah, I can do a good job sometimes. And then he would see the letter left for him, and he'd be like, "Oh man, if I ever see you again, I swear to God, one good one. That's all I need." But then actually puts like the letter in his desk, kind of like as a memento.
Aw, I like that.
Oh man. Tune in for the reboot later on when Benedict comes in to save the day or vice versa. I don't know, all that stuff.